He conquered YouTube, broke records, and built an empire. But what happens when a billionaire creator's side hustle goes terribly wrong? This is the untold story of MrBeast Burger, how it rose fast and crumbled even faster. Stay with us as we dive into how a YouTube giant's burger brand turned into a legal nightmare, disappointing fans and partners worldwide. When Jimmy Donaldson, famously known as MrBeast, announced the launch of MrBeast Burger in December 2020, the internet went into meltdown. He wasn't just making videos anymore, he was entering the food business. And not in a small way. Overnight, he launched over 300 locations across the US through a concept known as ghost kitchens, where existing restaurants cook and deliver food for other brands. The idea seemed genius. MrBeast had the audience, millions of loyal fans who would try anything he put his name on. The first location in New Jersey saw thousands of people lining up, creating traffic jams and viral TikToks. The app went #1, won in the food category within hours. To fans, it was more than a burger, it was a piece of the MrBeast brand, a chance to taste YouTube's success. To the restaurant industry, it was a lifeline during COVID, when dining in was nearly impossible. MrBeast Burger promised convenience, expansion, and revenue, all powered by a digital influencer with 100 million plus subscribers. It wasn't just a brand launch, it felt like a revolution. But as we'd soon discover, the revolution came with cracks in its foundation. MrBeast partnered with a company called Virtual Dining Concepts (VDC) to bring his burger vision to life. VDC was already working with several other celebrity food brands, but none had the reach or hype of MrBeast. They took care of the logistics, menus, supply chains, kitchen onboarding, while Jimmy lent his name, likeness, and fan base. The idea was simple: leverage underused kitchens across the country and turn them into virtual MrBeast Burger outlets. In theory, it was a win-win. Local restaurants would earn extra income, MrBeast would expand rapidly, and fans could get a taste of his brand without needing to visit a physical location. In the early months, it worked. Orders poured in, YouTubers reviewed the food, fans posted taste tests on TikTok and Instagram. The buzz was real. The brand even expanded internationally, Canada, the UK, and more. Soon, MrBeast Burger claimed to have served over 1 million burgers. On paper, it was a case study in modern brand expansion. The digital creator had become a food mogul without ever owning a kitchen. But behind the glossy numbers, something was off. Many of the restaurants cooking MrBeast burgers were overwhelmed. Some didn't follow proper prep, some were untrained. And customers, they started noticing. That's when the complaints began. At first, the complaints were scattered. Just a few customers sharing photos of soggy buns, cold fries, or burgers that looked nothing like what MrBeast promoted in his videos. But soon, it became a wave. Fans began posting horror stories online. Raw patties, missing ingredients, completely wrong orders, even moldy buns. On Reddit and Twitter, threads with hundreds of comments began forming, all echoing the same disappointment. One TikTok creator ordered from 3 different MrBeast Burger locations. None of them got the order right. The issue wasn't the branding, it was the quality control. Since MrBeast Burger relied on ghost kitchens, each run by independent restaurants with little oversight, consistency was nearly impossible. Some kitchens were overwhelmed with orders they couldn't handle. Others saw the brand as a quick cash grab and didn't prioritize quality at all. Worse, there was no way to know where your food was actually coming from. One fan reported getting their MrBeast Burger delivered from a local seafood restaurant. The MrBeast brand, known for precision, quality, and over-delivering, was suddenly being associated with chaos and sloppiness. Jimmy himself began seeing the damage. Tweets poured in. Videos tagging his brand with negative reviews were climbing in views. For someone who built a reputation on giving away millions and changing lives, this was a PR disaster in slow motion. Still, fans assumed things would improve. They didn't. By mid-2023, the tension between MrBeast and his business partner, Virtual Dining Concepts, had reached a boiling point. On July 31st, 2023, Jimmy Donaldson officially sued VDC, filing a lawsuit in New York Supreme Court. The complaint was explosive. It claimed that VDC had irreparably harmed the MrBeast brand by prioritizing growth over quality. In the lawsuit, Jimmy alleged that many MrBeast burgers were delivered to customers inedible, unrecognizable, and far below the standards he had set. He even claimed that VDC had refused to shut down poorly performing locations, choosing instead to expand aggressively despite knowing the issues. Even more shocking, the lawsuit revealed that Jimmy had not been paid a single dollar in profit. While VDC allegedly raked in millions, MrBeast himself hadn't received proper compensation. The brand had become a liability, not an asset. VDC responded quickly and not quietly. They countersued MrBeast, claiming breach of contract and accused him of intentionally trying to sabotage the brand for personal gain. The business partnership that had started with viral hype had now turned into a public feud, with legal filings, counterclaims, and brand damage unfolding in real time. The press ate it up. Fans were stunned. Was this a greedy corporation exploiting a creator, or a creator backing out of a deal he no longer wanted? No matter who was right, one thing was clear: the MrBeast Burger dream had officially soured, and everyone was watching the fallout. For years, MrBeast had been viewed as the golden boy of YouTube, humble, generous, and untouchable. His brand was built on trust, his reputation flawless. But the MrBeast Burger scandal tested all of that, as photos of disgusting burgers flooded social media and the lawsuits made headlines. Fans started asking a painful question: did MrBeast sell out? Jimmy had always been transparent about reinvesting every dollar into his content, but with this venture, the lack of transparency and quality made people question if he was finally prioritizing profit over principle. To his credit, Jimmy didn't stay silent. He addressed the issues head-on on Twitter, expressing frustration and admitting that he had no control over the quality being delivered to fans. His tweets hinted at regret, suggesting he had trusted the wrong partners. "I can't guarantee the quality of the order you get. I wish I could," he tweeted. Still, some damage was already done. Memes circulated. TikTokers joked that eating MrBeast Burger was a food dare. Business analysts began dissecting the collapse. Creators who once promoted the burgers quietly backed off. And for a creator who relies heavily on goodwill and audience loyalty, this wasn't just a business failure, it was a branding crisis. Jimmy's next big move would need to be careful, calculated, and clean, because in today's world, a single failed venture can change how millions see you. When MrBeast Burger launched, it wasn't just the brand making headlines, it was the business model behind it: ghost kitchens. At the time, ghost kitchens were hailed as the future of food delivery. No storefronts, no dine-in costs, just a kitchen, a delivery app, and a brand. For struggling restaurants during the pandemic, it seemed like a lifeline. Partner with a virtual brand like MrBeast Burger, cook a preset menu, and make money during lockdowns. Investors jumped in. Billion-dollar valuations poured into ghost kitchen startups. Celebrities like Mariah Carey and Guy Fieri followed suit, launching their own delivery-only food lines. But behind the curtain, ghost kitchens were messy. They lacked oversight. There was no in-person accountability. A MrBeast Burger in Texas could taste completely different from one in Michigan. The exact same menu could be prepared by a sushi joint in one city and a sports bar in another. Customers had no idea where their food came from or who was cooking it, and when things went wrong, the blame fell on the face of the brand, not the anonymous kitchen behind the scenes. For MrBeast, this meant the collapse of his burger empire wasn't just a personal failure. It signaled something deeper: that the ghost kitchen model, while innovative, was unstable at scale, especially when paired with a high-trust influencer brand. What started as a trend turned into a cautionary tale, and MrBeast Burger became the most public example of how quickly ghost kitchens can crash when quality and consistency are left unchecked. The story of MrBeast Burger isn't just about burgers, it's about branding, trust, and what happens when influence meets industry. For creators, this was a wake-up call. No matter how big your audience is, your reputation is only as good as your product. Slapping your name on something you don't control, risky, especially when that product involves health, safety, and daily customer interaction. For business owners, it raised tough questions about scaling too fast. VDC had launched hundreds of locations in record time, but clearly didn't have the infrastructure to maintain quality. Instead of mastering 50 kitchens, they went for 1,500, and it cost them dearly. And for fans, it was a reminder that not every product from your favorite creator will match the content. A 24-hour challenge video can be entertaining even if it's chaotic. A burger, on the other hand, better be consistent, hot, and edible every time. But perhaps perhaps the biggest lesson came for Jimmy himself. He's always been hands-on with his videos, obsessing over thumbnails, retention, and production quality. But with MrBeast Burger, he handed the wheel to someone else, and it backfired. Since the lawsuit, Jimmy has doubled down on transparency. His Feastables brand, his chocolate and snack line, now features direct involvement, better manufacturing controls, and a more careful approach to scaling. Because once trust is broken, winning it back takes more than subscribers. It takes responsibility. The collapse of MrBeast Burger isn't just a tale of burgers gone bad. It's a modern parable of digital influence clashing with real-world expectations. Jimmy Donaldson didn't set out to fail. In fact, he likely wanted to help restaurants, expand his brand, and give fans something fun. But what this story proves is that audience trust is fragile, and even the biggest creators can stumble when the product doesn't match the promise. MrBeast Burger exploded onto the scene with hype, speed, and vision, but it crumbled under the weight of poor quality control, broken systems, and unchecked scale. A powerful brand was tarnished, fans were disappointed, and the courtroom became the final destination of what could have been a revolutionary business model. Still, MrBeast walked away with something just as valuable as profit, a lesson in accountability, in quality, in knowing that a brand is more than a logo or a name, it's a promise. And now, as Feastables grows and Jimmy's empire expands in other directions, that lesson hangs over everything he does next. Because in the creator economy, there's no redo button, no take two. There's only the audience, and whether or not they trust you. If you found this story eye-opening, hit that like button, subscribe for more untold business stories, and let us know in the comments. Would you have tried MrBeast Burger, or did you dodge a disaster? Thanks for watching.